Okay, recording was not covered. It's not converted. Okay, here is. At this time, we expect everybody to start to write a web page. And I know it's hard, especially it's for the first time. And especially our class is not face to face. And so if you have a problem, you have a question, I cannot see your screen. So it's any of your question, I just do my guess, and which is not effective. Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Because my screen somehow it said that I log out, and then I back in. It seems everybody's
can hear it.
What? Okay, good. It said I can hear me. Okay, we are going to keep design our web page since I haven't, I just guide you to see how the web design, the in and out, and what's the problem we're going to face during the design time. So we just do. Here's lesson 6. Okay, I start over again. Here's on my desktop, I have this folder. I double click it. Here's a different folder, class 6, which was we designed since at last time, and the web page called Portland. So right now the file name called portland.htm. So far we only have one image. We borrowed 2 of our students' work, and one has the page like simple design close like this, and another student have the header and the layout. So we borrowed the second student's code and borrowed the look of the first student. So we can go back to review the look of our student. Class 6. Yeah, because I'm reporting everything slow a little bit. Okay, here's one of our students' work, and use a page maker. You see, here's what happens if I make it smaller. Something here happen, and if I make it bigger, here is we have the menu. So why web page doing this? It is for it's called a responsive design, web design. It means on the computer, it looks like this. It looks like this. But on the phone, and on the phone, it's very narrow and small. For example, this looks like a phone. And it will not have enough room for all the menus. So that's why I have this one. It's open and closed. So everything will be narrow. You see here's before was a table, Friday and the time, and now it's stacked together. Since our class is very, very basic elementary level, And I'm not going to introduce this responsive design. And right now, you see, here's our page. Our page is responsive design too, because here's the menu. If I shrink it, you see, there's no room for the menu were like here. So this is a very advanced technique, design technique. We're not going to introduce in this class. For last class, there's class 6. I only have a video list here. I did not list the code, which is Poland. And I just like everybody else, it's a summer. Here's the Sandy web page, and Andrew sent a web page. I can take a quick look. I really like to review our students' home, the page, the work, and so this way we can look at and see if there's any errors or improvement. So everybody will learn from it. So when did you send your web page? I didn't see it.
Right before class.
Oh, right before the class. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see. Okay. I have a lot of pictures and about us really nice. Let's see if we can do it quickly. Okay, you see here's, if you send me the page, the image, everything, and I'm going to download. In fact, I really like to look your page instead of I write myself. Okay, here's another computer tricks. Show in the folder and everything in this zip. Okay, let's see if I can directly launch from here. About us company, my web page. Okay. I think I have better to copy down to a location. Inside the zip is not a good place. Okay, we have lesson class. You know, next time, just a little bit earlier. If you are just like 10 minutes earlier than the class, before the class, that will be really helpful. Normally I can get it very quick, but okay. Thank you for your name, Angie, right? How do you pronounce?
It's Andrew.
Andrew.
Just call me Anne. I think that's easier.
Okay, that's Anne. Okay, here's my web page. You see, I'm not quite sure which one to start, so I just pick one, I guess. Do my best to guess. Okay, my company, very nice. You see, here's the picture out here. I have a logo in the company and about us new. Very nice. And here is a pictures, descriptions, and the food. So very good. And the news, I assume, don't have it, but second. Okay, here is.
There's only something under about us. The rest are empty.
Okay, about us. Okay, have about us page is linkable and other is not. Thank you, and let us to look your code. Here's my web page. Very nice. I still suggest not have a space, but it's okay. And the second, here just look the font. Helpful web. This is the
That was
Microsoft
the accident.
Word document, which is just for design, I assume. That's not going to be part of the web page. And here about us and the company, okay? Start this, house. This image, I think is JF. I don't know, it's JF format. Okay, anyway. Start with open with Notepad++. I have two screens, so I have to drag here. Okay, look the code. Take everything out. Okay, look the code. That's great. Have a top of this code is doc type. Just leave there. And the title. And here's the header. We look the page. So it's a header, text align center, image. You see here's a header. It's company, and here text align center image, and the 100 pixel. And this must be, we figure out this later. And H1. Here is something is missing. We have a body and we don't have a body. Oh, okay, we do. But here is your text, everything should be inside the body. Okay, save it. You see here, HTML is very outside from top to bottom, and the body is second, and everything is inside the body going to be displayed. But HTML is very tolerable. It's if you make some mistake, it will do its best to display it. So in this case, it's displayed. I save it and refresh it. Okay, that's good. Nice. Okay, so that's the first. Second, and we see new second red. That's our very nice. You see, use the div tag. It's group things together and put it in the center. So in this case, we can use the div, div, or we can use a paragraph, which is the P. Both works because it's, but div don't introduce anything. Paragraph will introduce an empty line front and the back. You see here's the paragraph tag. And Anne wanted to have a space in between, put a paragraph in front. That's good. Here's put paragraph in front, after, that's good too. So here's the menu, and only one has a link. That's very good start point. And image. And here's tables. And here table. It's very nice. She used a table as a layout. See, here's the table with okay, here is table with 30 pixel. Oh, the height is 30 pixel, but this doesn't matter. It's going to stretch. And the TD, okay. And this to the end. It's very nice work. And we're going today, just based on our website. You see here, this is the reference. We want to do something as pretty as possible to match this one. You see here is about the same. So we are in the same line. We are do the similar website. Okay, great. Thank you, Anne. All right, we continue with how Anne gets this table layout. Here's, we try to explain to you. You know, this is not the best design for responsive. You see, when you squeeze it, like if you display this on the phone, and it's going to squeeze it, you see. On the phone, you have to go left and right to see it. But, you know, we are at this level. This is a good start point. If we understand this, and it's going to set a good foundation for the future to do responsive. Responsive design is very, very complicated. And here's a very good concept to do the table layout. That's basically foundation for other things. So how we do the table layout here is, I use this. Okay, this is our good friend. What you see, what you can get. Online design place. And I just point it again on our home page. Here is what you can see, what you get. It's the second one. The first one is good, but you want to see the code. The second one is good, so we see the code. We want to do a layout, just like Anne did. Here's, we want to do, she did a 1, 2, side by side, 2. And we want to do 3, like a 3 column. Here's what we're going to do. Here's a table. And we do 3 column to 2 rows, 3 rows, 3 by 3. Okay, when you have first, you have a table, and we copy this code just to see how it looks like. So we do our Portland web page. Here is. Right mouse click, go to our page, Notepad++. Here is, you see, here's my paragraph. I put a table inside the paragraph. The reason is the same as Anne did. She put like a paragraph, you see, in between, and I want some space. So you see, here's a dump table. If I don't do anything, and my page going to looks like this. You see here, because it's nothing, so it's a table has a lines. And we want this table, here's the table property, and we don't want to display the line. So it's 0. You see border is 0, 1. Now I change into 0. Okay, here is. It's no lines. And then we copy. You see the code, they are the same except the top. So we copy this top line to our code. Here's the table. To see what's in there, we may type something in between. Okay, here I just type 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. So the second row, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3. Let's see. What do we have? You see, we have a table, have this 3 by 3 table. Because we make the border is 0, so we treat as a layout. So that's it's you don't it's the border is invisible, but we can see, we can put the information in a nice aligned way. It's not like if we have a picture next to each other, it's just not looks good. So at least we table it. For example, like this, you see, first, second, we table it. So what in my mind right now, is I want to put pictures, for example, like this, gallery kind of pictures. And here is, I prepared some picture, 9 pictures. Here I have 9 pictures. I think right now is everybody, when you get a computer, you will have some kind of a computer, some kind of image process. And the simplest one is paintbrush. Here is, you see, I right mouse click and you can see open. Let's see if there's anything called open with. Here's open with. You see, here is a paint, photo, is all of this. I think a paint is the one you can manipulate pictures. You see here's picture, that's the true size. It's huge. You see here's, if I look here, right mouse click, property, it will, let's see, it's advanced. Sometimes it will tell you the resolution is how many pixel wide. Is this one, I think is view. Detail panel. Okay, see here. You see this dimension is horizontal is 1627 pixels and the vertical is 1079 pixels. It's too huge. You see, if you display something like this huge on the web page is, no one can see it. It's just too big. So what we do is when we got any picture and we do this paintbrush, I think as Mac definitely have exact similar software. It's resize. And if we use a pixel, you see, if you use a percentage, it's kind of, we can make it 50%, but it's hard to control. So we just use a pixel. And in our case, for example, we just make 400 horizontal, vertical going to adjust automatically. You see, this is about the size, and maybe even smaller. Resize. Pixel, horizontal, 300. Okay, that's about right. And in our case, we don't do enlarge. We just, whatever we display. save as. It's a good practice. You never really save as. So here's Poland. I just call image 1, picture 1. It's a good practice. You never save, directly use a save. You use a save as. Because if you use a save, it's going to override your pictures. So you travel to somewhere, like took such good pictures, and it's just you use a save, just one action, you ruin your good high quality picture. So just for good practice, never use a save unless you're really, really sure. For example, this one, I made a change, I save it, Control Z, I said, oh, I want this bigger, or something slightly different. I say save. I'm so sure because I work on my modified picture. Never save, always save as. Okay, here's we have a first picture. And then we need to borrow the code. Okay, here is our Poland. We have a picture 1. And of course, I don't remember how to put a picture in and still borrow our code. Here is. We can see insert pictures. I just random type something because all I need is the code. Okay, image. So I use the first space, put an image, and I know it's my image in the same place, JPG, same place as my file. And so at this time, I'm not bothered with the Alt key. Okay, now back to look our page. Refresh. You see images here. But you see the image can be bigger or small. Is this not exactly 30% of something which we defined? So what we can do is here we just see image width equal to, I use 80%, not 100%, just a tiny bit smaller. Okay, you see here, if we have all this image, if I do the same thing, I'm not use 9 different image. If I use all same image, just for design purpose. Save. You see here, I use a save. Anytime if you use a save and the save as, very careful. All right. You see, because I defined my column as 30%, because 33.33 whatever percent, and so and then each one going to use 1/3, and I make the image a little bit smaller. I use 80%, so it's going to use 80%. What's the size I gave it? So it's going to lay out very good. But overall, it's like to the left because it's everything start left, not to the center. And then if I use a center statement, for example, here is center. Look our, okay, I borrow ends code, center. Div, text align, okay. You know, at this time, here's the image. I can use a div and okay, I just use a div. And if I put a div, I have to put the end of div. You see, we're only changing the first one. And then look, you see, it immediately looks better. So I'm going to copy the same code for everyone. All right, here it is. First column, since all the code are the same, I'm just brave enough, second column, third column, okay, the second row. Okay, I take a quick look before I go too far. You see, it's nicely laid out. Okay, now I be brave enough to do all the changes. You see, here's the page looks very nice. If I use 9 different images, that's the Portland, as we have a map. And this section, we have a background, and the entire page will have a background. Now it's the next. You see, I want to give a letter, give description to all the images. So what we do, we just find the first one. Here is in between, you see, after the image, I'm going to use the BR, that's the line break. I said, here is picture number 1. Because my letter is inside this div, look the div. So it's very nicely aligned in the middle. You see here. And then small issues, because here is, now I put it back. Here's the table. I put back this line so we can see something, see what's going on. Okay, here is table. Okay, that's the only change. Border equal to 1. You see what's going on here? We have the border, so give us some kind of guidance. And here is, because here's image, text, and this one don't have an image and the text. And the HTML just automatically put the image in the middle. So if some text have, some image has a description, some don't, and then the image is not aligned properly, it's not looks that attractive. You see some up and some down. So how can we do it? Here's another thing we have. Okay, here is, I type something. Look here, I only type a little bit, and it's, you see, at the middle. So image will do the same thing. And anything you're not sure, see if possibility, you click it, and oh, it's not, you click it. Here is the table property, delete table. I think I want a cell property. Oh, it don't have it. I want it's align top. Paste, inspect. Let's see what it is. Oh, sorry. All right, is Now we look at our second tool, see if this one can do the tricks. Here we don't need this. We just do a table. Because I want all the image just go to top. Image, table. Don't have a table. Still don't have it. Now I have to go to our best friend. Is go to the whole definition. Or another way during design is that I want a table of the image go to top. So just to see is HTML align top. Let's see. See what is, tell me how to do it. Vertical align property. Here is align text top, okay? Vertical align. Okay, I put in here the image, the second one. Okay, so it's still not to do the trick. And I need to find other code to do it. You see, it's a table. Let's see. Why still not align top? Anyway, we continue and we figure out other things. And since the first one we have text, second one, if we don't have, of course, we always have empty text. And what the empty text is, I think it's people may not like it, but I use it all the time. If you want a text, but it's empty and it's want to occupy the space. You see, occupy space is called, it's a key, it's a, HTML is, it's NBSP semicolon, that's the end. So it's not a good way to do it. I say TD. I think it's, think this works. It's a table alignment to the third one. Okay, it works. So for the table and this alignment, we have to work around a little more, and image. This have to use that kind of style. Let's see what the text style, text align. But if it's not work, you see this style text line. So for table, it's vertical align top. It make this one go move up. So this way we have the freedom to put a text or not put a text. They all looks good. So I'm going to put this all the way. It's in the TD tag. So it's put in the beginning or the end, they all good. So I'm going to put all the TD tag. Has this vertical alignment. To see if it works or not, because if you put something here, is one is taller. You see, one is taller, others it will go to the middle. And if we do vertical alignment on top, and we can do vertical alignment at the bottom also. Okay, so I think I talked too much. Need to give you a little bit of space, a little bit time. Okay, I think you should use a vertical align. Yes, let us try vertical align. We do the third row because first row, second row, third row. Okay, like to change, have the space in between. Here we know the first row, second row, third row easily. If I don't use this, I use the style. Vertical align. How to verify it? Put the second one as a text there. All right, we examine this very carefully. So we work on the third row. And here is size 33%, the first one, and the image, after image, nothing. The second one, after image, we don't do this text align, just pure nothing. And put a text, we put another text, make it bigger. And the third one, we don't use this. Okay, here's the what I try to do. If here is an image, here's a text, a lot of text, just type more. If we don't do anything, just go with HTML default, you see, because this is the space, it's going to put the image at the middle. So if I do this vertical align top, so make it so this way on top it looks even. And since this the first here is the first column, we don't have any text and we don't have other text align. We do vertical align column top. So that means this works. So make this on top. So even no text, it looks nice. To approve this is true, and we can put the things is use style. Vertical, it's a style. After style, we can have 1 and 2 and 3 all tied to next to each other. Only thing we need is a semicolon. Okay, we look, here's the third one we changed. You see it's moved to top. If for whatever reason we want to be bottom, we put bottom. You see how it looks? It's going to do align bottom. Since we finish all this layout, we don't want this line here. We can go back to the table and put a border equal to 0. Okay, this we don't want this at the bottom. We definitely want the top. Okay, you see it looks nice. Some we have description, some we don't have description. Even this description is really long and the page is very nicely and laid out. So whenever we have a page and we want it's just like you take a picture. We want it's balanced, left to right, top to bottom, and the color, everything visually is balanced. Okay, here I have, so thank you for the vertical align top. This is N again. And here's style, yes. So right now this page looks better, and we put a text here. Is looks a little better than put a text on side. And here's may have a reason and the purpose put on side. And let's see, location, yes, right. Let's see how we can improve this to make it better. Yes, I think so. Here is, if we do this, you see here's the text and here's the image. If we make an image on top, here's higher and higher, it's where it looks a little bit better. And then because the text can be longer. Here. Oh, this is Poland, this is not people. Okay, the first table has this column and this column. So this is the title. And image. Okay, I'm not going to do too much detail work. It's so many people here wait on me. And I can make modification later. So here's what we have. this we improve. So what we learned today is number one, we need the size of our image, choose the image. Is we can make a little bigger than what we need, but not keep huge, because that huge image is going to take our internet travel all the way thousands of miles to your computer. So it's going to take longer. So make image as small but as clear possible. So, and then we use a table to do layout and make it looks nicer. And that's what we learned so far. Okay, any question? I stopped the recording and I come back right away.